The most dangerous skies on Earth. A Russian pilot locks onto an American fighter over the Black Sea. Heart racing, sweat dripping. Then suddenly, the target disappears, gone from radar. At the same time, over the South China Sea, a Chinese J-20 quietly stalks another aircraft from only a few hundred meters away. The pilot being hunted has no idea. And in the Nevada desert, one jet controls multiple attack drones while flying faster than the speed of sound. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is modern air combat. 5 countries, 5 deadly machines, each one claiming to dominate the skies. But here's the reality. Some fighters live up to the hype, and some become flying coffins. Today we're breaking down the 5 most feared fighter jets in the world in 2025. Not marketing, not propaganda. Real capabilities, real fear. And by the time we reach number 1, you'll understand why America's enemies lose sleep at night. Eurofighter Typhoon, Europe's relentless workhorse. Number 5. The Eurofighter Typhoon, Europe's warrior. And despite being older than some rivals, this thing is still terrifying in the right hands. Germany proved that in 2025 by dropping billions on more of them. Nobody spends that kind of money on obsolete technology. The Typhoon was built for raw dogfighting performance. Those forward canards let it maneuver at angles other fighters struggle to reach. It dances through the air. But the scary part now? It got smarter. A new processing system made the aircraft hundreds of times more powerful computationally than before. And paired with the ECRS Mk2 radar, pilots can now detect threats from absurd distances. Then there's the Meteor missile. A missile with its own engine. It doesn't just fly toward targets, it hunts them. Enemy pilots call its range the no-escape zone. But the Typhoon has one major weakness: stealth. It doesn't hide particularly well. Instead, Europe made a different bet. Don't disappear from radar. Destroy the radar instead. Electronic warfare over invisibility. And honestly, that strategy still works. Su-57 Felon, Russia's controversial predator. Number 4. Sukhoi Su-57. Russia calls it an F-22 killer. Western analysts call it something else entirely. The Su-57 is brutally fast, Mach 2+, extreme agility. Thrust vectoring engines that let it maneuver in ways that look almost unnatural. In close-range combat, this thing could absolutely become deadly. But here's the controversy. Is it actually stealthy? That's where everything gets messy. Reports keep pointing out exposed rivets, reflective engine nozzles, and radar signatures far larger than American stealth fighters. Some experts don't even consider it a true 5th-generation jet. And the combat record raises even more questions. In Syria and Ukraine, Russia rarely risks it deep inside dangerous airspace. Instead, it fires from long range and stays away from heavy defenses. That tells you something. Still, the weapons are serious. Internal missile bays, advanced avionics, heavy strike capability. And in the right situation, the Su-57 could absolutely become dangerous. The problem is this. Russia talks about it like a revolution, but production numbers still feel tiny compared to America or China. Chengdu J-20, China's expanding dragon. Number 3, Chengdu J-20, China's mighty dragon. And honestly, this is the aircraft that scares military planners the most long term. Not because it's perfect, because of how many China is building. Over 300 already, potentially hundreds more coming. That's terrifying. The J-20 clearly borrows ideas from American and Russian aircraft. Some say stolen ideas. But China doesn't care where inspiration came from if the final product works. And increasingly, it does. The aircraft has huge range, letting it push far into the Pacific. New engines finally gave it proper supercruise capability. And China introduced something even more unsettling. A 2-seat version designed specifically for drone control. One pilot flies. The other commands unmanned combat drones. Simulations reportedly showed ridiculous success rates. That changes warfare completely. Because eventually the real threat may not be the fighter itself, but the swarm surrounding it. And if China truly reaches the production numbers experts predict, the Pacific becomes a completely different battlefield. F-35 Lightning II, the Flying Battlefield Network. Number 2. Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, the aircraft that changed modern warfare. The F-35 isn't just a fighter, it's basically a flying command center. Everything about it revolves around information dominance. 6 cameras give pilots full 360-degree vision. The aircraft constantly identifies threats, prioritizes them, and shares data automatically with allies. Pilots don't just see the battlefield, they understand it instantly. And there are over 1,000 of these things already built. That's the scary part. America and its allies can connect fleets of F-35s together into one giant combat network. British jets, American jets, Japanese jets, Italian jets, all sharing information in real time. Then add precision weapons, stealth, electronic warfare, and nuclear capability. And suddenly, the F-35 becomes less of a fighter jet, and more like the quarterback of an entire war. Critics used to mock it for costs and delays, but now? Even pilots say this is the aircraft they want in actual combat. F-22, Raptor, the untouchable king. Number 1, the king. Lockheed Martin F-22, Raptor. Even after all these years, nothing fully replaced it. Only 187 were built. Production ended long ago, and somehow, it's still the most feared fighter on Earth. The F-22 combines everything: stealth, speed and supercruise, extreme maneuverability, insane radar systems, and one terrifying combat reputation. It has never lost an air-to-air engagement. Not once. Enemy radar barely sees it before it's already in missile range. Its thrust vectoring engines let it pivot in ways that almost look impossible. Pilots describe it as owning the sky itself, and now it's evolving again. Drone control, new missiles, electronic warfare upgrades. Even after production ended, America keeps upgrading it because there's still nothing quite like it. Russia tried answering it with the Su-57. China tried with the J-20. Neither truly matched it. Because the F-22 wasn't just ahead of its time. It still is. Who really owns the sky? 5 fighters, 5 philosophies, 1 brutal truth. Modern air warfare is no longer just about speed. It's about stealth, sensors, information, missiles, artificial intelligence, and increasingly, who can overwhelm the enemy first? Europe built a workhorse, Russia built intimidation, China built scale, America built dominance. And right now, the F-22 and F-35 still sit in a completely different league. But the scary part is this: the gap is shrinking. And the next war in the sky may look nothing like the last one. But now I want to hear from you. Which fighter impressed you the most? The raw aggression of the Su-57, China's growing J-20 fleet, or the absolute dominance of the F-22 Raptor? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around, because there are even crazier military stories coming next.